Hi, I'm Adrian Hemond, here for Wednesday Wisdom. I'm CEO at Grassroots Midwest. We're a bipartisan political consultancy that does grassroots activation for corporations, trade associations, labor unions, and whoever else needs it. Really excited about sharing a little bit about the best advice that I've ever received, which was not from a small business owner. It was actually from my grandfather. Some words that I carry around with me that I didn't really understand fully at the time. My granddad told me once, there's always going to be somebody that's better looking than you. There's always going to be somebody that's smarter than you, that's more talented than you. There doesn't have to be anybody that works harder than you. That's your decision. And really, at the time, I thought he was just, giving me some grandfatherly advice, to stop being a lazy, shiftless kid. I was a teenager when he told me that. But I realized that there's actually a lot more there than just work hard, which obviously you should do. I've found that piece of advice is, number one, it's a great way to sort of evaluate how you're going to hire people. Talent isn't everything. Talent's important, but how hard people are willing to work, how bad they want it, is in a lot of ways more important than just somebody having talent. I know I was a pretty lazy, shiftless kid, which is why my grandfather was telling me this. It is always good advice that, when you've got any doubt about how to handle a situation, hustle harder. I've also found that keeping this in mind really makes you more appreciative of the efforts of others. Somebody might not understand something as well as you do. They might not have quite as much aptitude for it as you do. But, keeping that quote, for lack of a better term, in mind really makes you more appreciative of people busting their hump for you to get it done. Even if they don't do it necessarily the way that you would have done it, it really makes you more appreciative of what people do. It also, I think, that quote really helps keep me focused on the things that you want or that you need, and whether it's worth it to you to do what you're going to have to do to achieve those things. And so I've found that it's a really good sort of framework for thinking about what is this thing that I think I want or that I need, and is it worth the effort that I'm going to have to put into it? I might not be as smart as the next person that wants this, or certainly not as good looking as the next person that wants this, but am I willing to work hard enough to get what I want? And I think the most important thing about that I really always come back to about that piece of advice I got from my granddad, Homer Hemond, is there are precious few things in life that you can actually control. You don't get to decide how good looking you are, how smart you are, what the weather's going to be like that day, but how hard you work at something is one of those precious few things in life that you actually have some control over. And I try to keep that in mind every day, that that's one of the things I can control, and so I don't want to give that up, and I don't think anybody else should either. That's really the thing, more than most other things in life, that you get to decide about it, how hard you want to work for something. So that's the best piece of advice that I've gotten for business and for life in general, and just one of those pearls of wisdom that I picked up from my granddad that's really served me well as a small business owner.